Welcome to another new episode of the Get Organised with Declutter Me podcast with myself, Shalina. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. Whether you're listening in for the first time or you've been a loyal listener for a while, I'm so pleased to have you here today. Your support truly means everything to me. Sharing my passion for decluttering and organising with you every week is such a joy, and I feel so lucky to do what I love. If you're enjoying the podcast, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could help spread the word, whether it's by following, subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing this episode with your friends. Your feedback makes all the difference and helps me to bring more helpful content to everyone. Today, we're going to talk about how to refresh your wardrobe so it only contains the clothes you actually love and wear. Now, if you've ever looked at your closet and thought, I have nothing to wear, despite a wardrobe full of clothes, this episode is for you. Many of us fall into that trap of keeping clothes for sentimental reasons, because they were expensive, or simply because they've forgotten they were even there. But the goal is to have a wardrobe that makes getting dressed easy, enjoyable, and stress-free. And most importantly, I want you to find everything in 5 seconds moving forward. I'm going to take you through my tried and tested methods for decluttering, organising, and maintaining a wardrobe that works for you, not against you. So let's get started. So let's talk about why having an organised wardrobe is so important. First, it saves you time. So no more rummaging through piles of clothes to find something to wear. When your wardrobe is streamlined, picking an outfit becomes effortless. It reduces your stress. So a cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. Walking into a clean, organised wardrobe will start your day on the right note. Next, it helps you define your style. So when you only keep what you love, you start to see patterns in what makes you feel good and what makes you feel confident. It also saves you money. So when you buy what you actually need because you can see clearly what you own, you won't buy duplicates and you won't buy things that you don't need because you know what you have. And next, it creates a space for new things. So if you've got clothes from a decade ago that you never wear and they're just taking up valuable real estate, clearing them out makes room for pieces that fit your current lifestyle and will make you happy. So if any of that sounds appealing, it's time for a wardrobe refresh. Step 1 is the big edit. So the first step in creating a fresh, wearable wardrobe is decluttering. And I mean properly decluttering, not just shifting things around and hoping for the best. The key here is to go by section so that you don't feel overwhelmed. So don't take everything out all at once and pile it on your bed because you'll have that mountain and just collapse. So I want you to break it down into categories. So this makes the process much easier and ensures you're making mindful decisions without being surrounded by a mountain of clothes. Work in sections, not all at once. So rather than emptying your entire wardrobe in one go, tackle it in smaller, more manageable sections. A mini declutter. Work through your wardrobe like this. Tops and t-shirts, start with a short sleeve, long sleeve, and casual tops. Shirts and blouses. If you have workwear or dressier tops, sort these out separately. Next is the jumpers and cardigans. Folded or hung, go through each one. Now, I recommend that you fold your jumpers and any woolies because you don't want to damage them in the hangers, but some cardigans you can hang them. Trousers and jeans. Denim, tailored, trousers, leggings, each has to get checks. Then we get to the dresses and jumpsuits. So there's the special occasion outfits, the casual ones, workwear. Separate them. Outerwear. Go for your coats, jackets, and blazers. See which fits, which ones don't fit, which ones you can't actually button up without the buttons popping out. Then go for your shoes. So go through them, including the ones hiding in random places or when there's just one shoe and the other one's disappeared. And the ones that have got funny black stuff inside them and it's like old skin that's stuck on the bottom. Next, go on to the accessories. So the scarves, belts, hats, and anything else you tend to forget about. And finally, my favourite thing, which is really difficult to declutter for me, the handbags and the backpacks and clutches. Make sure you're using all of them. And if you're not, we're going to talk about what to do with them. So by focusing on one category at a time, you won't feel like you're drowning in clothes. Plus, you'll be able to see the patterns. Maybe you have 5 nearly identical black tops or a dozen pair of jeans that you don't fit into, but you only wear 2. Next, I want you to sort into piles with purpose. So as you go through each section, create 4 piles. Keep, so those are the clothes you love, you wear regularly, and you feel really good in. Next is the donate, so they're the items in good condition, but they no longer suit you, but could be useful to someone else. Sell, they're the high quality or designer items you no longer want, but could resell. And toss, that's anything that's worn out, stained, torn, just beyond repair. That also includes socks and underwear. No one wants secondhand socks or underwear. A good rule of thumb is if you haven't worn it in, say, 6 months, it's time to consider to let it go. The exception, special occasion pieces or seasonal items. But even then, ask yourself if you're really ever going to wear them again. If you're struggling to decide, ask yourself, would I buy this again today? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. Now that you pare down your clothes, it's time to organise them in a way that makes getting dressed effortless. A well-organised wardrobe means no more rummaging through piles of clothes, no more forgotten pieces hidden at the back, and a clear sense of what you have and you love. The key here is to categorise, store, and display everything in a way that suits your lifestyle. So let's go step by step. First, you want to use categories, so grouping similar items together makes finding things so much easier and ensures that every piece has its place. Here's a good structure to follow. So there's the everyday wear, which is your tops, t-shirts, blouses, long sleeve tops and work shirts. The bottoms, which are the jeans, trousers, leggings, skirts. You could also have the chinos and shorts as well. Dresses and jumpsuits, which will be everyday dresses, casual jumpsuits and rompers. Loungewear, so that's your pajamas, your joggers, your sweatshirts, your coordination ones, your casual wear for relaxing at home. Then there's the modest and traditional wear, if that's applicable for you. So there's abayas and jalabiyas, or mukha wear, I think somebody called it the other day. They were from Al Ain, so they call it mukha wear instead of jalabiyas. So any long flowy pieces, your kaftans, embroidered jalabiyas for casual and formal wear. Also kanduras, so for those who wear them regularly, keep them hanging, to avoid creasing. Next we have the blazers and jackets, so structured or lightweight options for layering. And then your heavy winter coat, which should be stored separately when not in use. Then we get into the occasion and special wear. So they're the formal dresses and special occasion outfits, like your evening gowns, your wedding attire, and event wear. They should be stored carefully to prevent damage. Then you got the seasonal items, which we talked about, like the heavy winter jackets, your thick jumpers, and clothes for extreme weather, which can be stored separately. Next, let's get into the shoes and accessories. So with your shoes, everyday shoes should be at easy reach, and occasion shoes higher up or stored safely somewhere else. The bags, there'll be the handbags, the backpacks that you might not use as often, and clutches, which you may not use as often as well. They should be stored neatly to maintain their shape. Finally, we'll get to the scarves, belts, and jewellery. They can be organised using dividers, hanging racks, special jewellery boxes, or you can use like boxes now for belts as well. By keeping everything categorised, you'll always know where to find everything without digging through a mess. Let's talk about hanging. I am an advocate for hanging as much as you can. It makes it easier to find everything in 5 seconds, and I'm finding that with a lot of people that they get overwhelmed if there's too many things folded. You want it to be visible as well, and it makes it wrinkle freeze. It's just easy access. But not everything has to be hung. Hang the most worn items at eye level. So these are the things that you reach for most often. They should be the easiest to grab. That could also include gym wear, which I didn't put in the category above, but there is gym wear as well. Now, I have a few clients now that because they go to the gym so often, they hang their gym wear, like the full set, leggings, top, and sports bra. Use matching hangers. So I am a big advocate for velvet hangers. They are really thin, light, don't break so easily, and they hold all the clothes on the hanger, not like those horrible wire ones or the plastic ones, which are really thick. Wood hangers are good for blazers, jackets, and coats, but I wouldn't use them for dresses and everything else. Using the identical hangers makes everything look uniform and makes it easier for you to see the clothes rather than all the hangers. If you're short on space, use cascading hangers, which will, you can use for like trousers, scarves, and things like that. I'm not a massive fan of them, but they are useful when you have got limited space. Use clip hangers for skirts and trousers. This helps to stop them from getting wrinkled and to save space. And you can get velvet hangers with the clips on them now as well. Fold heavy items, so chunky knit jumpers, cardigans, heavy jackets or coats, the ones you wear in the winter when it's snowing. They can be folded and put in a box to prevent them from stretching and also to protect them, especially from moths. For abayas, jalabias and kunduras, it's best to hang them on velvet hangers to maintain their shape. If they're delicate or have embellishments, consider using garment backs to protect them, and that's the same for evening wear. Not everything needs to be hung, so some items can be folded and stored in drawers or shelves, especially when you don't have enough hanging space. The key to folding properly is to use a vertical filing method, where clothes are stacked upright rather than piled on top of each other. This makes it easier to see everything at a glance. Now you can get boxes like there's the Scoob, which ones you can get from IKEA. You can get ones from Daiso and Home Centre. You can get from various places. I like the ones from IKEA, and then you can fold them and put them in and stack them up neatly in there. What to fold if you've got limited hanging space include t-shirts, casual tops, so fold them neatly and file them upright in boxes or storage boxes or drawers. Jeans and trousers, if you don't have enough hanging space, fold them in thirds and stack them upright as a great alternative. Loungewear and pajamas, they should be in an easy to access area, folded neatly. And I always put the pajama sets together. So you fold the trousers into the shirts. And I have videos on YouTube which you can see of that. Workout clothes, so gym wear, should be easily accessible and can be stored together. Using drawer dividers can help keep everything neat and prevent items from toppling over. Not everything needs to take up prime real estate in your wardrobe all year round. If you have limited space, consider storing off-season or occasional items separately or right at the back in the corner of your wardrobe. To store seasonal clothes, you could use vacuum-sealed bags, which are perfect for bulky winter clothes and thick knitwear. Under-bed storage is a great option for items you don't need for months if you have the space under your bed. Now, it's not great feng shui, so I don't recommend it all the time, especially because it doesn't allow the air to breathe around your bed. It's bad for the sex life. But if you have limited space and you need to use under the bed, put a box under the bed with the stuff. Top shelves or separate storage boxes can be used as well if you have space above your wardrobe. Just make sure you label the boxes so there's easy access. For special occasion wear, use breathable garment bags. So for the delicate fabrics and formal wear, a garment bag will prevent dust and damage. Avoid plastic covers because they can trap moisture and cause fabric damage. And also, they sometimes start disintegrating. Especially if they're left for a long time. Opt for cloth garment bags instead. Store heels and occasion shoes separately, so keep them in dust bags or clear containers to avoid scuffs, but enable you to see them in 5 seconds or less. By rotating your seasonal items in and out of the wardrobe, it makes it stay fresh and relevant to what you actually need day to day. The key to maintaining an organized wardrobe is visibility and accessibility. When you can see everything clearly, you're more likely to wear what you have, and it makes getting dressed in the morning so much easier. Once you've organized your wardrobe, do a quick check every few months. Set a reminder to go through your clothes seasonally and make sure the system is still working for you. Next, let's talk about maintaining your wardrobe. So decluttering once is great, but how do you stop things from creeping back in? My first rule, which I use all the time, is buy one, get rid of two. So every time you buy something new, let go of 2 old items, preferably of the same category if you can. This keeps your wardrobe from expanding uncontrollably. Next, do a quick audit every 3 months. At the start of each season, spend 10 minutes going through your wardrobe to see if anything no longer fits, is worn out, or just isn't your style anymore. Next, avoid impulse buys. So before buying something, ask yourself, does it fit well? Does it work with what I already have and own? Will I actually wear it? If the answer to any of these is no, put it back. Also start thinking about buying from fast fashion places like Shein, Little Miss Things, I don't know, all those shops. Those polyester kind of shops where it's like not much money for clothes that don't last very long. Seriously think, about what you're buying. And I mean, I talked about it in the last episode about that documentary Buy Now, but, think about that as well. Like you're spending all this money. It's more an impulse buy than something that will, it's instant gratification, but it won't last for very long. So make sure that the things you buy fit well, work for you, and will last for a while. Next is use the reverse hanger trick. So this is one trick that has worked for some clients. I'm not a fan as I don't like hangers being the wrong way around. It's I think my slight OCD. I don't have OCD, but I have I have a thing about hangers being the wrong way around. It drives me insane. And some maids like doing it. And you know what? Then it makes taking the clothes out really difficult. But doing the reverse hanger trick could be the thing for you. It could work for you. So what you do is you turn all your hangers backwards at the start of the season. And when you wear something, you hang it back the right way round. After a few months, anything that's still facing backwards is something you don't wear and should probably go. Next, I want to talk about the emotional side of decluttering clothes. Decluttering clothes isn't just about sorting through fabric and deciding what stays and what goes. It's a deeply emotional process. Our wardrobes hold memories, aspirations, and sometimes even guilt. That's why letting go can feel so hard. But understanding why we cling to certain pieces can help us make more mindful decisions and create a wardrobe that really, truly serves us. Here are the most common emotional barriers to decluttering clothes and how to work through them. Sentimental clothes. Some clothes are more than just outfits. They're reminders of a time, a place, or a person. It might be a dress you wore on a special holiday, a suit from your first job interview, a jumper knitted by a loved one, or a t-shirt from a concert or university event. These pieces feel like tangible links to moments in our lives, which makes parting with them really difficult. But remember, the memory isn't in the item itself, it's in you. So how to let go without losing the memories? Keep the best, not everything. If you have multiple sentimental pieces, choose one or two favorites rather than keeping everything. Store them separately. So instead of keeping them in your everyday wardrobe, create a memory box for sentimental clothes. This keeps your wardrobe functional while still preserving special memories. Take a photo. So if an item is meaningful but you don't wear it, consider taking a picture before letting it go. A digital memory takes up no space but still allows you to revisit that sentiment. Repurpose or upcycle. So if you struggle to part with a sentimental item, turn it into something useful, like a cushion cover, a quilt, or a framed fabric piece. Then there's the guilt over the money spent, the "it was expensive" trap. One of the hardest things to let go, right? The things that you spent loads of money on. Clothes that cost a fortune but never got worn because they were so precious. Whether it was an impulse buy, a designer piece, or something you convinced yourself you had to have, the guilt of wasted money makes it really tough to say goodbye. But here's the truth. Keeping it doesn't get your money back. That cost has already been paid. And holding onto that item out of guilt only clutters your space and your mind. So I want you to reframe your thinking. See it as a lesson, not a loss. Instead of focusing on the wasted money, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe it taught you to be more mindful when shopping or to invest in quality over trends. Give it a second life. If you never wear it, consider selling it to someone who will. There are platforms like The Luxury Closet, Depop, Vestiaire, Vinted. They can help you recoup some of the cost. So you could donate it to someone in need. So knowing your item will benefit someone else can ease the guilt. If it's just sitting in your wardrobe, it's serving no one, not even you. Remind yourself of your space and the clarity that you're gaining. Letting go of an expensive mistake creates space for clothes you do love and wear. That's much better use of your wardrobe. Next, let's talk about the clothes that no longer fit. Holding on to the one-day clothes. Almost everyone has a section of their wardrobe filled with the one-day clothes. These are the pieces we keep because we hope to fit into them again, someday, or because we don't want to admit that our body has changed. But here's the thing. Your wardrobe should serve you who you are today, not who you were 5 years ago or who you hope to be in the future. So I want you to shift your mindset. Accept and embrace your current self. Keeping clothes that don't fit can be a constant reminder of how your body has changed, which can be disheartening. Instead, fill your wardrobe with clothes that make you feel confident now. Limit your goal clothes. If you truly believe you'll wear something again, limit yourself to just 1 or 2 aspirational pieces. Don't fill half your wardrobe with clothes that don't fit. Recognize that sizes fluctuate. So bodies change with time, lifestyle, and health. I'm in perimenopause and I've got that tummy right now and I ain't fitting into things, There's certain things that I've just had to get rid of. A wardrobe has to adjust to you rather than you making the adjustment, It's a healthier way to live. Donate and make someone else happy. So if you haven't worn it in years, imagine how happy it could make someone else feel if they wore it. Also, if you have those jeans from the 90s that have no lycra, they're never going to fit into you. You're never going to fit into them again. And they have no lycra, so they don't make your ass look great. So get rid of them, donate them, sell them, and get jeans that you can get now that make you look amazing and make your ass look great. I wear Paige jeans and they make my ass look amazing. So that's my big tip for today. Next is the just in case mentality. So holding on to clothes for the life you no longer live. So we hold on to items because we think we might need them someday. These could be like workwear from a corporate job, even though you now work remotely or own your own business and never work corporate work, which is me. Party dresses from when your lifestyle was completely different. Trendy pieces that no longer suit your personal style. So if your wardrobe is filled with these clothes for a version of you that no longer exists, it's time to reassess. Ask yourself, am I keeping this because I actually love it or because I feel like I should? Does this align with my current lifestyle and how I dress now? If I suddenly needed something similar, could I find a replacement easily? By letting go of these just-in-case items, you make space for clothes that truly fit your lifestyle today. Next is the identity crisis, the clothes that represent an old version of you. Our wardrobes often reflect who we are at different stages of life, so maybe you used to love bright colours and patterns but now prefer neutrals. Maybe you dress more formally in your 20s but now lean towards casual wear. Holding on to clothes from past identities can make it harder to embrace your current style. So how to move on? First, acknowledge that it's okay to evolve. Your style will change over time, and that's a good thing. Curate your wardrobe so it represents who you are now. If something doesn't make you feel great today, it doesn't belong in your wardrobe. Keep a few key pieces for nostalgia. It's okay to hold on to a few pieces that bring back some good memories, like we talked about before, but just don't let it take over your wardrobe. Decluttering clothes isn't just about making space. It's about giving yourself permission to move forward without unnecessary baggage. When you let go of clothes that no longer serve you, you create a wardrobe that makes getting dressed easier and more enjoyable, reflects who you are right now, not who you were in the past, reduces stress and decision fatigue, helps you feel more confident in your daily life. So as you go through your wardrobe, remind yourself, letting go isn't losing. It's gaining clarity, confidence, and a space that truly, truly works for you. And that's something worth embracing. Creating a fresh wearable wardrobe isn't about throwing everything away. It's about making intentional choices so that your wardrobe works for you. When you love everything in your closet, getting dressed becomes really simple, stress-free, and even fun. If you've been overwhelmed by your wardrobe, I encourage you to take action today. Start small, maybe just one drawer or one category at a time. And if you need a little extra help, I'm here. You can find more tips at my website at declutterme.com or on my Instagram at Declutter Me, or you can always reach out to me to get help. And I love to hear how your wardrobe refresh has gone. That's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Thanks for listening, and thanks for seeing Keanu blocking the view as usual. And thanks for listening as always. Take care. Bye.